Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing today? Hey, we got some breaking news today. Want to bring this to y'all attention, let y'all know what they said that's going on with Diddy. Now, Diddy, he put himself in this situation. Everybody know exactly the acts and crimes that he committed in. It's crazy to think that Suge Knight and P. Diddy is locked up for a long time, knowing that Biggie and Tupac lost their life. We're gonna jump right into it.
On Monday, September 16th, 2024, Sean Diddy Combs was arrested by federal agents in New York. An indictment was filed against him, accusing the mogul of some of the most disgusting, heinous crimes that have ever been placed on a hip-hop superstar. The events that later transpired have left us with a bunch of very serious, unanswered questions. Will Diddy spend the rest of his life in jail? Will the public be exposed to the brutal details of these accusations? Will Diddy's longtime collaborators, peers, friends, and staff testify against him? Or will we see Diddy try to bring the rest of the music industry down with him? In this video, we'll unpack everything that we now know, the entire case that's been made against Diddy, and we'll do our best to answer these tough questions. Now, the sequence of events that have transpired over the last couple of days have left Cat Williams' comments that he made in his interview with Shannon Sharpe age like fine wine.
I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
Meanwhile, all the old clips of Diddy with different rappers and ball players have aged like milk.
My baby bro, we here. It's time. What you gonna do to that thing, man? Yeah, they better tune in. They better tune in. Let's go.
You know, we studied you since Howard days. I studied the stories that Spoon used to tell me from Howard days, and just how relentless you were. To hear that from you, you know that there's nobody else that can tell me that where it means more, because you've seen it all, done it all. All my brothers behind me, we're trying to do the same thing, following your footsteps. You know, every night we're out here pounding the pavement, doing what we can do, and we all take care of each other. So it's like you passing the traditions and the hustle on to us. We appreciate it, man, for real.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
And that leads us into the biggest question of this video. Will there be other big names involved in this case that will go down with Diddy?
Yeah, racketeering and sex trafficking. If he gets racketeering and sex trafficking for freak-offs, it will be others involved. Like if you ever ran a train with Diddy, you're probably going to jail. If you ever been butt naked anywhere with Diddy and there was some women around, or some men around, that he told you were part of the party, you're probably going to jail. If you possibly on any of those tapes, like Envy just said, that they seized from that house,
That's right.
you're probably going to jail when they start throwing that word racketeering around.
Diddy has often been compared to the Jeffrey Epstein of the music industry. Epstein was a powerful man who had a massive
And they dropped a lot of his charges. They dropped the racketeering. I don't think Diddy was actually racketeering. I just think that he kind of forced a lot of people to do certain things that they probably wanted to do, or they knew that they was doing, but then when the heat came down, they didn't stick by Diddy's side. That's my opinion on it. So
the biggest names in the industry are also called to testify as a witness and recount the horrible things that they witnessed Diddy do. But what's interesting is that the indictment today really only focuses on one main victim. Many people believe that this victim is Cassie, based on the circumstances described in her civil lawsuit against Diddy from earlier this year. A lot of them line up with what they're accusing Diddy of in this RICO case. This indictment, however, is missing a lot of names, evidence, and events that were mentioned in Lil Rod's lawsuit against Diddy. This federal case is still ongoing, meaning that they could and likely will add more victims to the case. But to take a quick look at the lawsuit Lil Rod filed against Diddy, it's interesting that nothing from it was mentioned in this criminal case. Now, Lil Rod was a producer who worked with Diddy on his latest album. He spent a number of months with Diddy and was exposed and subjected to some horrible things. He was accusing Diddy of partaking in organized crime, and along with Diddy, Lil Rod also named Lucien Grange as one of the members of this criminal organization. Why this is shocking is because Lucien Grange is the CEO of Universal Music Group. Traveling with Diddy, Lil Rod discovered that Diddy had hidden cameras in every room of his homes. Lil Rod believes that Diddy has recordings of defendants Lucien Charles Grange, Ethiopia Habidamaram, as well including pictures of the actor Cuban Gooding Jr. forcibly touching Lil Rod on Diddy's yacht. This was the same lawsuit that accused Usher and Meek Mill of having relations with Diddy. Again, no conclusion or settlement has been drawn on this lawsuit, but it's interesting that none of the names or incidents mentioned in it are brought up in this criminal case that the US government has just brought on Diddy.
Man.
Diddy was arrested on Monday, September 16th, 2024 at around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Right before that, he was just chilling casually in Central Park. This indictment outlines a massive criminal case against Diddy, accusing him of leading a dangerous criminal organization called the Combs Enterprise. It details how Diddy allegedly used his power and influence in the entertainment world to commit and cover up serious crimes like trafficking, violence, narcotic distribution, and witness intimidation. The indictment has 3 counts: racketeering conspiracy including trafficking, forced labor, bribery, arson, and obstruction of justice. The indictment claims that for over 15 years, Diddy has created and led this enterprise to enhance his fame, fortune, and control over those around him. He surrounded himself with a network of associates, bodyguards, assistants, and others who helped him carry out illegal activities and protected him from facing consequences. The ultimate goal of this enterprise was to maintain Combs' dominance in the music and entertainment industry by any means necessary, including using threats and violence to silence people who might expose him. One of the central allegations involves events called F-offs, which were wild, erotic, exploitative parties arranged by Diddy. He allegedly coerced women, including erotic workers, to participate in these events, often moving them across state or even international borders. Diddy is accused of controlling these women through intimidation, physical violence, and giving them illegal substances to keep them compliant. On top of that, he secretly recorded the events to blackmail the victims, making sure they stayed silent about what happened. The F-offs described in the indictment are a central part of the case against Diddy, highlighting the extreme and exploitative nature of his alleged criminal enterprise. According to the indictment, these F-offs were private, highly erotic events that were orchestrated by Diddy. They often involved multiple women who were coerced into participating through a
So what if Diddy wasn't the one who was actually throwing them? What if it was other people throwing them and Diddy was just there? See, we don't know. We don't really know.
mix of intimidation, violence, and manipulation. Combs is accused of using various methods to force women, including commercial erotic offs. These videos, often containing sensitive and incriminating material, were allegedly used as blackmail to keep the women silent and obedient. Diddy is accused of threatening to release these recordings if any of the women spoke out about what happened or refused to participate in future events. These events were not only damaging to the victims emotionally and physically, but they also became a tool of coercion that allowed Diddy to perpetuate a cycle of exploitation. Women feared speaking out or escaping the situation.
If you're a man who makes at least $150K a year and you feel...
Yeah, Diddy, he felt that type of way, and Diddy actually, he put himself in the predicament that he can't get himself up out of. And Diddy, he knows exactly that the people, some of them came to those parties because they wanted to come. But who's to say Diddy is wrong for inviting somebody to a party? It was up to them to actually get in the mix of everything that's going on. If it's a case against Diddy or anything, the case would have been going on for years, because the feds don't just kick in when we think they kick in. They kick in years before. They started watching Diddy a long time ago. So regardless of what's going on, we know exactly how you can say no and just walk out the party. They didn't do that. They sat there and they wanted to be around Diddy that much, to the point where they went around him, or they didn't stick in his corner when he got locked up. I would like to let everybody know that's crazy, because Diddy, he's still locked up right now. Like,
through public embarrassment, professional ruin, or physical harm. In summary, the F-offs were exploitative gatherings where Diddy allegedly used a combination of physical violence, psychological manipulation, and controlled substances to force women into sexual acts, all while keeping them in line through the threat of retaliation, including the release of humiliating footage.
I don't think Diddy released any humiliating footage, and they keep saying that Diddy had cameras in the wall. They said that Diddy had secret cameras that they didn't know about, but to be logical about this situation, no one ever came forth and showed them anything that Diddy had recorded but Lil Rod, and he had pictures. but the pictures didn't explain nothing that was happening, or the pictures didn't explain any type of violence going on. So this could all be a lie. They could just be lying on Diddy. So regardless of what's going on, Diddy, he will get justice. It's sad that Suge Knight had to get arrested for doing whatever he did, but from what happened to Tupac and Biggie, I feel honestly that P. Diddy and Suge Knight, they was beefing so hard to the point where two of the most wonderfulest artists passed away. Thank y'all. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel.